Hello, everybody, and welcome as I get settled to the Chris Davis College Football Report. I am your host, Chris Davis. Oh, what a week it's been. For Brian Kelly, it saw an end to his tenure at LSU as the Bayou Bengals gave Brian Kelly the big heave-ho this past weekend after a horrible performance versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M, you were impressive, and you look good Saturday night. I got to admit, they look like a top three team now to me. They convinced me. They are for real. They have a great quarterback, great defense, and they look on like they're headed toward playing the Crimson Tide for the SEC championship. That's the way it looks right now to me, anyway. And that'll be a phenomenal matchup if that was to happen. Everywhere you hear at work or wherever you may be at, your speculation on where Lane Kiffin might be going. Is he staying at Ole Miss? Is he going to Florida? Is he going to LSU now? Time will tell. It will be interesting to see what Lane Kiffin does. But now, if we can go back in time and look at how I did last week with my picks, I did pretty good. Mississippi State, y'all cost me a victory. Had a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter, and blew it against Texas, who I think you're better than, but I guess their depth was a lot better. I was not surprised by what Texas A&M did to LSU, but that was impressive, beating them by 30 points in Death Valley on a Saturday night. Vandy, victorious over Missouri. Missouri looks like lost their starting quarterback, who was doing a great job. Ole Miss went over to Norman and beat Oklahoma. I was wrong on that one. I thought Oklahoma might get them, but they didn't. Lane Kiffin afterwards had a little fun with some defensive ball player from Oklahoma who's talking trash. The Rebels were victorious. Alabama beat South Carolina. South Carolina kind of choked. All those poor people where they were waiting to celebrate at the end of the ball game, and next thing you know, Alabama was telling them, "Not so fast, my friend," and was leaving South Carolina with a victory. Memphis, they came back and beat South Florida. That was impressive. I thought they were going to lose, but they came back, to their credit. Auburn, surprisingly, at Fayetteville, too, beat Arkansas. And so I picked that one wrong. I thought Arkansas would beat Auburn. But apparently Auburn's changed quarterbacks, thankfully, because I just don't think Jackson Arnold's that great. And we're victorious. Tennessee was victorious at Kentucky. And Michigan, well, was triumphant over Michigan State. Seminoles were off this past weekend, but they will be back into action Saturday at Doak Campbell Stadium as they look to turn things around, hopefully, good Lord willing. Several key matchups this weekend as we get started on our picks for this coming week. Our first pick, Vandy versus Texas. I just think Vandy's better than Texas. Arch Manning, he does good against the Mississippi State, and plus he's in the concussion protocol, so I don't know how that's going to affect Texas. I just think Vandy, like I said, Vanderbilt is better than Texas. Who would ever thought we'd say that? That quarterback they got, he's tough as all get out and runs around like a chicken with his head cut off. He does some good stuff. Oh, Lord. Penn State versus Ohio State. Oh, the Nittany Lions are in a world of trouble as they play the Ohio State Buckeyes, number one team in the nation, according to some. And the way that program is right now, this is going to get ugly, I'm afraid, for the Nittany Lions. And the Buckeyes just going to run all over them. If they don't, that the Ohio State defense will just shut poor old Penn State down as they just try to get through the season. Ole Miss takes on the Fighting Chickens from South Carolina. It's going to be a tough ball game, but the Rebels will be victorious, and you will hear them saying "hotty toddy." I'm pretty sure. But it's going to be a close ball game, I feel. Both have good quarterbacks, and it'll be interesting to see how South Carolina rebounds from a tough loss against Alabama at home. Miami takes on SMU. SMU's already got one road win, big road win this season, and it was at Clemson. Will they get one this weekend in Coral Gables? I don't think so. I wish they would. I wish I was going to be wrong, but who knows? But I just Miami should beat SMU, and keep tracking toward the college football playoff. But I will say this: go Mustangs! Georgia versus Florida, and is what is known as the world's largest cocktail party in Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, this will be the first game for Florida since they fired Billy Napier, and the Georgia Bulldogs are playing better football, and Georgia will beat Florida. At least we hope so. But no, Georgia will beat Florida, and Florida's season will continue to get worse, and I hate that. Oklahoma versus the Volunteers from Tennessee. Oklahoma, what do they got? I mean, I thought they do. I mean, they put up a good fight against Ole Miss. I expected a better fight, but they lost at home. Now they got to go play Tennessee, and Tennessee's got a good quarterback. They got good wide receivers. Tennessee by more than 2 touchdowns. Mississippi State versus Arkansas. Well, Mississippi State's got to travel to Arkansas, take on the Razorbacks. The Razorbacks, since they fired Sam, what's his face? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, have been doing better, even though they lost last week. They were competitive with Auburn, but lost. Mississippi State, how they handle a loss, tough loss, 2 in a row. Last week, previous week was Florida. Last week to Texas. How does Mississippi State rebound from 2 losses? I think it'll be a good game. Mississippi State might be just a little bit better than Arkansas, I'll say. And as Jeff Lebby continues to get the program at Mississippi State better and better, they got to give him a little bit more time. But they do have to work on their defensive depth, and because that's what hurt them last week. They were worn out, and hopefully, it'll be a good ball game. But I think Mississippi State wins in a nail biter. Kentucky versus Auburn. This will be a nail biter. I'm not sure how good Auburn's quarterback is, and Kentucky, I think he's a freshman, but he's still a good young quarterback. It'll be a good one, good game. But I really believe that the Wildcats will defeat Auburn, and the heat turns up a little bit on U-Freeze this weekend. All right. Here's the final game I'm picking this week. You already know who it is. Wake Forest travels down to God's country, Tallahassee, Florida, to take on the Seminoles and FSU. Well, Wake Forest is bad, but Florida State's on a 4-game losing streak, and I can only take so much. So hopefully Tony White's done fix that defense and stop using the 3-3-5. Hopefully this week everybody comes back healthy for Florida State. Hopefully, I know I'm using a lot of hopefullys. Hopefully we learn how to play across the middle, the defense, the linebackers specifically. Maybe the defensive line, hopefully, will put a pass rush on that quarterback from Wake Forest and play some disciplined football and tackle better. But time will tell. We'll see. And I'm trying to be positive, folks. But hopefully, once again, the Seminoles will be victorious. And in this losing streak, because we got Clemson next week in Death Valley, their version. Score, I'm going to say 34-24 Seminoles in a tough, hard-fought battle. Who knows? We might see Kevin Sperry play this game. I don't know. Hopefully everybody's healthy and we can pull out a big W because this seems like it's been forever since we won a game. But anyway, before I go, I just want to thank everybody who watches my video, who likes it, who comments, subscribes, whatever it may be. Thank you very much, because you don't have to, but you do. And once again, I do appreciate it. I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart. I enjoy doing this, and I have a good time, and I enjoy talking to y'all and sharing my thoughts on college football. Well, that's it from here. Y'all have a great weekend. Once it gets here, and God bless. And as usual, go Noles.